Hamsters are incredibly cute creatures and beloved pets for many people. Personally, I have a special fondness for dwarf hamsters, those round and fluffy little creatures that look like balls of fur. Aren't they just adorable? However, small animals are quite delicate. They can get sick and you might unintentionally lose them. Oh, by the way, this guy is Marsh, serving as my assistant in this video and also a hamster diabetes patient in real life. Next, Marsh and I will share some insights about hamster diabetes. There are two common types of dwarf hamsters in the market, the Campbell's hamster and the Hungarian hamster. Wait a moment, let me show you their portraits. Well, although I intentionally drew some differences in their portraits, these two species actually look very similar in reality. Perhaps breeders want to cultivate more coat colors, or they initially couldn't distinguish between these two species. Due to a history of extensive crossbreeding, Campbell's and the Hungarian hamsters sold in pet stores are mostly hybrids, unless you get a pedigree certificate from the breeder proving that they are purebred Campbell's or Hungarian hamsters. The crossbreeding of Campbell's and Hungarian hamsters makes many problems. Because of the genetic problems, some hybrids might suffer by different kind of health issue. For instance, two species have differences in body size, and during childbirth, if hybrid pups have really large heads, it can lead to difficult labor. Moreover, if you've observed hamster behavior in some pet shop, you might have seen some hamsters engaging in stereotypical behaviors, like repetitive flipping or continuously spinning. It's a mental disorder known as stargazing, which is incurable and can only be managed with medication. Additionally, Campbell's hamsters are prone to diabetes, and the chances of hybrid offspring developing diabetes significantly increase due to various issues in hamster care, such as feeding them high sugar and high carb snacks. Hamsters are prone to both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Let's start by introducing type 2 diabetes. Have any of you experienced family members asking you to control your weight or reduce the consumption of high-calorie and high-sugar foods? Obesity can lead to many health problems. Yeah, both hamsters and humans can develop type 2 diabetes due to excessive obesity. In such cases, it's essential to follow the vet's advice to improve the hamster's diet or medication to help control their blood sugar and weight. The cause of type 1 diabetes is primarily due to a genetic defect. Hamsters carrying this genetic defect typically develop the condition during 2 or 3 months old. Although I hesitate to mention it, Marsh also developed diabetes at around 3 months old. Its body couldn't produce enough insulin to handle the accumulated glucose, causing harm to its body. Diabetes can lead to problems in the kidney and other internal organs. Unfortunately, just like humans, the diabetes of hamster also cannot be completely cured. The only thing we can do is to help them to control the condition. The symptoms of diabetes in hamster generally fall into several categories. Hamsters with diabetes tend to drink a significant amount of water. This refers to the fact that their water consumption will be 2 or even more times greater than that of normal hamster of the same size. Increased water intake also leads to excessive urination. The urine may have a sweet smell, and when it dries, it may solidify into white stain. The urine may also have a pungent odor, similar to nail polish remover, due to the presence of large amount acetone in the urine. Hamsters with diabetes may exhibit either excessive activity or excessive sleep, and their sleep cycle might be disrupted. It's important to note that hamsters are nocturnal animals, and they may become unusually active during time they should be resting. Additionally, the temperament of hamsters with diabetes may become more irritable. Their body weight might be suddenly fluctuate, either becoming overweight or underweight. In the last stage of diabetes, a hamster's back might arc, resembling a hunchback in humans. Sometimes it's really difficult for them to walk. At this point, this hamster's life is likely entering its final stage. I would like to briefly share Marsh's story. Actually, Marsh passed away in the summer of last year, which is just over 9 months old. Typically, most of the dove hamsters with type 1 diabetes diagnosed at a young age cannot live beyond 1 year. I observed abnormal water consumption and excessive urination when it was about 3 to 4 months old. After testing with diabetes strips, it was confirmed to have diabetes and had experienced almost all the symptoms mentioned earlier in this video. I took extra care for him, but unfortunately, he still passed away. Although it's still sad to think about, I don't feel really regret for that time I spent with Marsh. The time we spent together becomes the inspiration for this video. This story is a little bit sad, right? Well, in order to make their life better, let's talk about measures and the health care for dove hamsters with diabetes. The first step I recommend is make sure to take your hamster to the vet. The vet can assess the hamster's specific condition and provide detailed dietary plans and medication, which can prevent the problems of self-diagnosis or falling into care misconceptions. Also, you can use diabetes strips daily to test the hamster's urine sugar, which can help you to monitoring their condition and adjusting their diet. For the strips, you can purchase those commonly used for human urine sugar testing and follow the instructions of the products. You can also observe their general conditions such as whatever they have gained or lost weight and whatever their water consumption has increased or decreased. Moving on to daily care, hamsters with diabetes typically exhibit symptoms of thirst and excessive urination, so it's essential to clean the cage more frequently. As their urine contains sugar, it is more prone to attracting parasites or mold. This could lead hamsters developing skin disease or bacterial and fungal infections. To prevent hamsters from getting weaker, make sure to clean the bedding in the cage. About food, you can give hamsters a little bit more protein to supply the nutrients they lose, such as boiled and unseasoned chicken pieces in the size of a fingernail. The issue of whether fruits or certain vegetables can be fed or not has always been controversial, because while they contain vitamins, they also contain sugar. My suggestion is directly follow the vet's advice. Finally, I want to emphasize that whatever or not hamsters have diabetes, I do not recommend to buy any highly processed hamster snacks for your hamster. Some snacks, even if they don't contain sugar, they might contain carbohydrates, which can be harmful to hamsters in excessive amounts. I've wondered why we care so much for our hamsters and why we spend money and time to care for them properly. After Mash passed away, I realized that in 9 months, a year, 2 years, we and our hamsters had become family. This makes it impossible to ignore their suffering. Hamsters provide us with companionship and love, and what we can do for them is giving that love back to them. When you reach this point in the video, it's probably become to the end. Diabetes cannot be completely cured and the lifespan of the hamsters with this condition is uncertain. However, there are some individual cases that have been taken care very well by their owners because they make great effort on them, and they have lived a full life. If your hamster has experienced something similar to Marsh, please don't give up on them and bravely face the situation. Thanks for watching.